UX UI Design Career Guide for Freshers. Section 1, the 30-second problem. Every recruiter, they spends about 30 seconds looking at a portfolio. They open it, scroll once, maybe twice, and in those few seconds, they have already decided whether you are worth an interview. So now here is the uncomfortable truth. So thousands of students, they complete their UX courses on every year. So they learn the tools, they get the certificates, they build the projects. But when recruiters open their portfolios, they see the same thing again and again. Same app ideas, same templates, same case study structure. And the result is simple. So generic portfolios are failing. So not the UX careers. So hi, I'm Rambal, founder of Aspira UX Design School. So over the past 8 years, we have trained more than 4,600 UX designers, and interestingly, many of them started as complete beginners. So through all these conversations with the students, I noticed something interesting. Most freshers who are exploring UX careers are actually confused about the same set of questions. Questions about the industry, questions about the salary, questions about AI, questions about whether coding is required. So in this video, I'm going to walk through 7 of the most common questions freshers have about starting a UX career today. So you may already be thinking about some of these questions by yourself. So instead of guessing or listening to random opinions online, I will answer them one by one so that you can get a clear picture of what a UX career actually looks like. So let's start with the first question. Section 2, what is UX UI design? Hey, let me ask you something. So, when was the last time you got frustrated using an app? So, maybe a food delivery app showed your order as delivered when it wasn't. Maybe a banking app made you click 5 times for something simple. Maybe a website was so confusing that you just closed it. So, that frustration, so that is what happens when UX design is done very badly. So, and when an app feels smooth, right? So, when everything feels easy, when you don't even think about the interface, that is good UX. So UX stands for the user experience. A UX designer asks the question something like, who is going to use this product? So what are they trying to do? What is confusing them? How can we make this easier? So you are essentially solving the human problems inside the digital products. So now what about the UI? So UI stands for the user interface. So this is the visual layer. So it deals with the buttons, colors, typography, layout, animations. So think of it like building a house. The UX designer is the architect planning how people move through the space. The UI designer is the interior designer, making the space beautiful and comfortable. In most companies today, the role combines the both. So that is why the title is UX UI designer. Section 3, who is hiring the UX designers? Here is the good news. So almost every industry now needs UX designers because almost every industry has a digital product. So let's look at where the demand actually is. Fintech companies, something like a PhonePe, Razorpay, Grow, Zerodha. Every banking app needs UX designers. E-commerce companies, so something like Amazon, Flipkart, Meesho, Myntra, they constantly improve their product experience. Healthcare technology companies, something like a Practo, Apollo, so a lot of online consultation apps. SaaS-based companies, especially in Chennai market, Zoho, Freshworks, enterprise software platforms, and of course IT service companies, something like a TCS, Infosys, Wipro. So these companies now have the full UX teams. In 2026, every company is a digital company. That means every company needs UX designers. Section 4, what does a fresher designer do? See, many students imagine designers sitting in a beautiful offices, creating amazing screens all day. So the reality is a little different. So and honestly, more interesting. In your first year as a UX designer, you will be mostly into attending the product meetings, understanding the user problems, creating the wireframes, designing screens in Figma. So you will get the feedback from the senior designers. So presenting your work and watching user testing sessions. So where real people try to use the product you designed. So that part is extremely eye-opening because you see exactly where users struggle. So you are going to use, or your core tools will be Figma, prototyping tools, basic research methods, and collaboration with the developers and product managers. So the first year is about learning how the mission works. So year 2 is when you start driving it. Section 5, so honest salary guide. So let's talk about the salaries. So I'll be honest with you because this is easy to verify in online. So freshers in Chennai usually start around somewhere around 3 to 4.5 lakhs per annum in IT services companies, around 4 to 6 LPA in the mid-sized product companies, about 5 to 7 LPA in the good startups. So in Bengaluru, the range is slightly little bit higher side than the Chennai market. So 4 to 5 LPA in the IT services, so 5 to 8 LPA in the product companies, 6 to 9 LPA in the funded startups. So top product companies can go higher, but that is rare for the freshers. So now here is the important thing. So two students can graduate from the same course. So one gets the 3.5 LPA, one gets the 6 LPA. Why? So it differentiates from the three things. Number one, portfolio quality. Number two, communication clarity. Number three, how well you explain your design decisions. So a certificate doesn't get you the salary, your portfolio does. Section 6. How to choose a UX training institute. So now this is where many students, they made a lot of mistakes. So before you join any UX course, you have to understand something. So there are three different kind of UX training models out there in the market. So none of them are wrong, but they produce very different outcomes. So first I'm going to talk about the first type of training institutes. It's all recorded course platforms. So they usually cost between the 1,000 to 30,000 rupees. You mostly learn through the recorded videos. Sometimes there are doubt clearing sessions. Few institutes also they are offering that. So these programs can work well for the self-disciplined learners. But many beginners struggle because there is a very little project feedback, and UX learning actually happens during the portfolio feedback. Second type, premium certificate programs. So these usually cost between 90,000 to 2.5 lakh rupees. So they often partner with the well-known universities or institutes. So you get a certificate from the bigger brands. So but most of the learning still happens through recorded content and large group sessions. Third type, career builder training institutes. So these typically fall between the 50,000 to 80,000 rupees. So the learning model here focuses more on live mentor sessions, multiple project review cycles, portfolio building, interview preparation. So whichever institute you choose, ask these 5 questions. So can you see the real student portfolios? So how many portfolio review rounds happens? So where are the student projects published publicly? Is the course focused on tools or thinking? What career support exists after the course? Because at the end of the day, your portfolio decides your career. Section 7. Will AI replace the UX designers? I was talking a lot. So this is the biggest fear students they have today. So let's answer it honestly. AI tools are becoming powerful. So they can generate UI layouts, suggest the color palettes, create very quick wireframes, write UI text. But there are things AI cannot do. So AI cannot understand the human emotions. AI cannot run the user interviews. AI cannot observe the behaviors. So AI cannot defend design decisions in a meeting. AI answers the questions, but it doesn't always know which question matters. AI will replace the designers who only knows the tools. So it will not replace the designers who understand the people. So the designer who learn to use AI as a tool will actually become faster and more valuable. Section 8. So do you need a coding? So another very common question. So the short answer is no. So you will not be writing production code as a UX designer, but you should understand how products are built. You should understand how developers work. You should know what is easy to build and what is difficult. So that is design awareness, not a programming. So many excellent UX designers come from arts, commerce, psychology, and business backgrounds. What matters most is how you think think about the problems. Section 9. What separates the designers who get hired? Over the years, I have observed something interesting. Students who succeed in UX usually share three traits. Number one, consistency. Most students don't fail because they lack the talent. They fail because they slowly disappear after the few weeks. Second, direction. So many students apply randomly to hundreds of companies. Successful candidates focus their energy on the right opportunities. Third, presentation. So design is not about the screens, it's about explaining why a design exists. But there is one more factor most students ignore. Recruiters often search online platforms before they read the resumes. So usually they check the Behance, they check the LinkedIn, they Google your name. So your online portfolio presence matters a lot. Section 10, the Behance proof. This is our public Behance profile. So these are not instructor demo projects. These are the student portfolios. Projects created by people who started as a beginners or career switchers. Our profile has crossed 2.1 million project views, more than 1.6k appreciations, over 12,000 followers. Two student projects have been received event design awards. So why does this matter? Because recruiters trust the public proof platforms. When your work is published on a high visibility platform, your credibility changes immediately. So this is why we don't rush the portfolios. So quality matters more than the speed. Section 11, what you should do next. Let me bring everything together. UX UI design in 2026 is a real career. It has a demand, it has opportunities, but it requires the effort and consistency. The people who succeed are not the ones who were born creative. They are the ones who stay consistent, build strong portfolios, and communicate their thinking clearly. So, if you are seriously considering UX as a career, the next step is very simple. Attend my UX career clarity session. So, in that session, we can discuss about the effort required, how long the transition realistically takes, portfolio expectations, and whether this path actually fits for you. So there is no pressure to join. It's simply a conversation to help you make the right decision. So the registration link is in the description. And if you have the questions right now, you can also talk directly to our team through WhatsApp. So you can ask anything in terms of fees, timelines, eligibility, even involve your parents if you want. If this path fits you, we will guide you. If it doesn't, we will tell you honestly, because in career decisions, clarity matters more than the urgency. So thank you for watching. I'm Rambal. I will catch you soon with another meaningful topic. Until then, bye-bye.